How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer Season 2 Mugen Train Arc episode review recap. I forgot to pull up my notes here. Today's episode is episode 3, entitled What Should Have Been. Oh boy, so we're gonna remember that last episode. Everybody's in a dream, and yeah, at the same time, this is the movie, but I gotta say, and I'm gonna keep on riding. You know what type of riding I'm talking about. I'm gonna keep riding this thing all the way through because this is really good. Like the stuff they inserted in here. If you watch this twice, if you watch the movie and then you watch this, it's rewarding you. I know it has to be rewarding you because there's no way that they broke up in certain parts of the movie with some of the stuff they put in here. Um, And one thing I will break up before I begin, please hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed here. I really appreciate it. We're trying to grow this channel, trying to get right on up to 200 subscribers. And also, give me a like and please comment down below. Tell me how you're doing. So, I'll tell you how I'm doing. This stupid show made me cry twice. And how many minutes is this? It's 25 minutes. It made me cry. I, man, 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 I recommended this anime to my cousin. She doesn't even cry, so I'm interested to see if she actually cries on this. Man. So, um, let's just get right back into it. We going back to the lower ranked one demon. Still don't know this crapping guy's name. Let's just call him Sandman for the sake of me giving him a name. So the Sandman still talking all that trash and that jazz that he was talking before, talking about that the human spirit is fragile like glasswork. And we see the instructions that he told the children. The ropes he made are enable a person to enter, to invade, pardon me, another person's dream. And this is how he fights. He fights cautiously. What he's gonna do is he's gonna kill the demon slayers first, and then enjoy his feast. So we are given flashes of everyone's dreams, not just Tanjiro and Zenitsu, and the representation of them falling deep and deeper. Because once they fall deep, they won't be able to get out. They're in water. They're draining, and I don't know if you've ever had dreams like that before, or had a hard time waking up where it feels like you're trying to swim your way back up to your consciousness. Really great visual representation of that. Um, Zenitsu, he's drowning, and in his dream, he's with Nesco. Nesco doesn't have her muzzle on. They're talking, he's showing her peach trees and the flowers. He even carries her across the river on his back. She has the cute little Nesco dots, and he has his cute little faces. It's actually lovely. As much crap as I give Zenitsu, this is actually a really touching dream. It basically hit what his heart wants, and it's interesting that he's thinking of her. And I just, ever since he came across her, it's been all Nesco all the time. In Inosuke's dream, which is very interesting because in the same deep depths we see Inosuke, I'm pointing right in the distance, y'all, right there in the distance. His dream is more vivid. He's on a cave expedition party. And of course, he has the boar's head. Nesco is behind him. She has her muzzle, but she has bunny ears. And suddenly, we get Tanjiro and Chuitsu. Tanjiro is a tanuki, and Zenitsu is, I'm gonna say, a rat, probably a mouse, but yeah, he's probably a mouse because he's always runs away. But he calls them Underling 1, Underling 2, and Underling 3. And in his dream, they're gonna attack the train, and the train is a giant centipede that's snoring and sleeping and has a mouth. Tells them to attack, of course they do, and he bribes Nesco with shiny acorns, which I don't know how acorns and rabbits associate, but pardon me, maybe I'm wrong. Got my little water right here. So it too is an adorable dream. Meanwhile, in Rengoku's dream, he's before his father. His father's laying over. We just see the back of him. He's reading a paper. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm here to tell my father I became a Hashira." It looks like he's gonna grab his blade, but he doesn't. So we don't hear what he's saying. We see his lips moving. We get nice little music with it. There's a sakura tree in the dream. His father tells him, says, "So what? That being a swordsman means nothing. Being a Hashira means nothing. You know, it's worthlessness. He's not going to amount to anything, and neither is his father. He said his father says he's not going to amount to anything, and neither is he." And I'm thinking to myself, is this a? This seems more like a memory than a dream. You know how some? I'm assuming sometimes you have dreams about memories. I'm assuming. I don't know. I have deja vu dreams, so I can't really speak on that end. But he leaves out of the room. His little brother's name is Sinjuru. Man, these are some good names. Sinjuru. And he asks him, "So was Dad happy? About you becoming a Hashira? Do you think he will acknowledge me if I become one?" And you know, he's thinking in his mind, looking before his little brother. They all look alike. It's kind of cool, but kind of Nurse Joy-y. Kind of you draw the same people ish, but his brother has shorter hair while he has longer hair, like his father. And he's saying that he says his brother has it the worst because um, he never got to meet their mom officially. Like their mother died of an illness shortly thereafter, and he's thinking in his head, he's like, "Man, how did my father become this way? Like, he wasn't always like this. He was a very passionate man. He raised them to learn swordsmanship enthusiastically." And just one day it all stopped. I'm going to assume that when their mother passed away, their mother was probably his heart and soul, and that's where he just said none of this matters if he doesn't have her. And she passed away from illness. But and then he thinks in his head it's pointless to think about these things, and that's when he talks about his brother. So he he kneels down and he's holding on his brother's hand and his shoulder. He says, "I'm gonna be honest with you about what our dad said. He's not impressed. He says it's worthless that I'm a Hashira and blah 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 blah." But he says, "I'm not gonna let that extinguish the flame in my heart. I'm still gonna go off and be passionate about what I do and love what I do." And he says, "You're better than I am, Sinjiro, because you have a big brother who believes in you no matter what. You can go forth and be a fine human being no matter what you do." So he's saying, let's keep our burning passion and let's keep on living together, the both of us, no matter what path he takes. I was crying at this. I was like, man, this is everything I love in a protagonist. For all intents and purposes, this damn show could have been about him. That is how good of a character this guy is. And to think that I only got to meet him when the Hashiras were all down on Nesco, and to think that you only get to meet him just for these 8 episodes, that one movie that was like maybe 2 hours at the max, maybe, that is crazy. Crazy that that we're getting, and that's why I like this episodic version of Mugen Train, because I'm I'm in anticipation every week of learning more things. This is paced very well. I'm imagining that movie was very well paced. Holy hell! So he embraces his brother, but he isn't happy. On the outside, he's frowning. Where Zenitsu's all and Inosuke is wearing a mask, but he's frowning, much like Tanjiro, who's crying on the outside. And in his dream, he's training his little brother, and then the girl that is with the four children, she has an ice pick, and she's like, "All right, gotta remember what he said." And the dream world is not infinite. And the hand was talking, mind you. Pardon me. Dream world is not infinite. The dreamer is at the center of this world. Their subconsciousness is on the outside. You have to breach through that to get into the subconscious, and their spirit core is there. Once you destroy the spirit core, you greatly weaken the individual. I'm assuming they'll probably mostly kill a person too. So she runs away. She wasn't spotted in the dream, but she runs and she gets to the edge, tears it open, His subconscious is on fire, literally flames. And she's like, it's so hot in here. Like, wow. So she finds his spirit core. She's like, it's a red one. I've never seen a red one before. And her whole deal, they're not demons apparently. She just wants to have a good dream. I'm assuming that he found some orphans that had a messed up life and was like, hey, work for me. I'll give you what a good dreams you ever want. Same thing with the conductor. She's about to stab the core. This man, in his sleep, ch- choke grabs her, pushes her against the seat, and still hasn't woken up. She's like, "This is crazy." His like his survival instincts must be off the charts because she's choking. Like you see the handprint on her throat in the dream world. She's just look like he giving a Vader choke, and she thought humans weren't supposed to be able to move while they're under the spell, but he's doing his choke thing. So in Tanjiro's stirring in his dream, and I'm saying the whole entire time, bro, you gotta ask yourself, where's Nesco, man? He's in the dream. He's cutting wood. He instinctively, when he puts the thing on right here, he's like, "Let's go." Nesco. He's like, "Why did I say that?" His brothers and sisters are doting over him, much like they did in the first episode. His mother asks for help. Remember, he's the man of the house. And at one point, after he does this, at one point he finally asks, "Where's Nesco?" "Oh, she went to the mountain to gather some vegetables." He's like, "During the daytime?" "Well, yeah. When else is she supposed to do it?" And he's wondering, why am I saying weird stuff? Why is all this like he's wondering what's going on? His mother asked him to get water for a bath because she's busy preparing food, preparing his favorite food too. He goes off to get the water. For a split second, he sees Nesco box in the forest, but it goes away. So he goes to the waters and he sees himself, his current self, with his Hiyori robe, the checker pattern and all that stuff. And himself grabs him and pulls him in the water. He's like, "You need to wake up now. We are under attack. There is a demon attacking us, and we gotta get up." And his mind, I'm assuming that's his mind, because his subconscious is just screaming at him. He's saying, "That's right. I'm on the train with everybody else. I need to wake up." Nesco's box on the outside finally opens up. We get the cute, adorable Nesco. And she sees everybody's asleep. She walks over to her brother, and he's talking in his sleep. He's like, "I gotta wake up. I gotta wake up." She's trying to gently push him awake. She puts his hand on her head, and she's being adorable. But then she goes, "All right," headbutts him. Remember, Tanjiro's head is basically almost made of steel. She starts to bleed. Even makes her a demon bleed, and she starts to cry. I'm like, "Oh no!" She's crying. This makes her demon ability, the flame blood, just erupt. Now Tanjiro is back, and back in his dream, he's back at home. The flames engulf his wrists and start shooting all over him. What's interesting, he is a very vivid dreamer because his dream family are responding to this and as such, like, "Whoa, Big Bros is on fire." When he gets on fire and it goes away, his normal outfit's there. He's like, "All right, I'm getting there. I can smell Nesco. He can smell this. He can smell his sister. He's on fire once more." And he says to his siblings, "I'm sorry, I gotta go." So he runs, and he's running. He's like, "I gotta find the demon. The demon has to be in my dream." Taking off, making just running. Then he ends up running past Dream Nesco, normal human girl, oldest daughter, younger sister to him, Nesco. I'm so ready to do this. I forgot about my light. And he stops. Now, his younger brother and sister pull mom, and the second youngest lets the youngest boy down. He gave him a piggyback ride, and they're like, "What's going on? Why, what's wrong?" And this is the moment that started getting me, because he's crying, he's clutching his hands, he's like, and I'm trying to. I wrote this down. but he's saying that this is how his life should have been. Should have been by every right. He should be living in this situation. He should every day should be like this forever for him. He should have never taken up the sword. He should have been with his family. He should be making charcoal. Nesco should be able to be under the sun and under the blue sky, but that's not gonna happen. And so he starts to walk away, and the littlest brother is crying because he tries to reach out and he falls. He says, "But don't leave us." And in his mind, he's saying, "I'm sorry." The little brother's name was Rokuda. He's like, "I'm sorry. I wish we could be together, but I'm always thinking of all of you." And it's obvious that is his dream. His deepest heart's desire, dreamscape, is his family. And he's running. And at one point, I think he runs past the kid that's in his dream because the kid that was there, he was kind of listening to the family moment. I deeply wonder if he's regretting this because he looks super tired. Um, but he's running, and he's saying there's a lot of things to say thank you for to you guys, to say sorry, you guys. He's saying, I will never forget you. You know, my heart's always going to be with you, but you got to forgive me. I cannot turn around. I cannot turn back. So he finally rips open his subconscious and he goes in, and the heart of Tanjiro is a vast blue sky. He's like, I've never been in escape anyone's heart like this before. It's warm, it's calm, it's beautiful, and it's just vast. Now, Tanjiro can faintly smell the demon. He probably smells the demon on all of the kids, or the demon rope, right? Or the fact that one of the lower ranks of uh, of Mitsuzan is doing all of this. Probably smells that, and he's running around. He's trying to figure out what to do. Out of nowhere, and I already knew who this was before the Tai show. The spirit of his dad appears, and he's saying, Tanjiro, pick up your sword. There's something you need to cut. Just like he appeared, one moment he vanishes. He has the same kind of pattern that his son does, but instead of him having green, he has yellow. And he's like, there's something I gotta cut. There's something I gotta cut. He's like, I have an idea what I need to do, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if that's the wrong thing. Like if I hurt myself here, will it be the same thing in the real world? He's like, nope, don't hesitate. I do personally actually have me. I have a personal motto. I always say, hesitation equals defeat, or hesitation equals death. Don't hesitate. And he's not gonna hesitate. He's like, I gotta take my own life. I gotta cut my own neck. He puts the sword to his neck, exhales, because he's even wondering if he can even do total breathing concentration while he's asleep. He trained to do that, to be able to do it in his sleep. So I'm guessing while you're under a spell, maybe it's not gonna work. I don't know. I don't know if their subconscious is allowing them to do the special training they did, but who knows? Because at the end we hear the slice, we see the blood on the snow, and that's where it ends. Just wow. And before I get, there's a thing I want to touch on with the ending, but let's talk about the Tai show. So the Tai show, which I'm pretty sure was not in the movie, I'm pretty sure this wasn't in the movie. It's between Tanjiro speaking with his father, and his father is, saying, "Good job preparing yourself for this." He looks just like his dad. Just his father has longer hair. I think his father has his father has longer hair, but they both have that burn mark right there. I wonder if that is from doing flame dancing, maybe. Who knows? That big birthmark right there. And he's saying it's just like, you've always told me, Father, even if you're in anguish, try to be graceful, try to be a graceful and strong person who can feel love for other humans. All the people that are suffering at the hands of demons and his sister, take care of them. And he fades away. And he's saying he's going to give it his all. The next episode, episode 4, is going to be called Insult. Because that is an insult to all of them. It's a really good model to live by. Some people get pumped up to exercise because of Dragon Ball Z. A lot of people learn to try to live better lives because of anime, comics, and cartoons. That is a really good motto. Even if you're in anguish, try to be a graceful and strong person who can feel love for other people. That's great. Oh, man. So, the thing I want to talk about the ending Which, if you are seeing the movie, I'm ignoring the thing that was spoiled for me. The ending has camellias in it. Camellias are these red flowers. I would pull up a picture, but I'm not going to bother right now. And in Japanese meaning for camellias are usually symbolizing a noble death. Man, I'm gonna be pretty much a wreck if we get rid of a guy that I just started liking. Like I just started liking this guy. And I'm not talking about Tanjiro, I'm talking about Rengoku. Tanjiro is my favorite character in there. Very rarely, and I said this about my season 1 review, very rarely do I like main characters. It's this guy and it's Midoriya. I greatly like both of them. Um, yeah, man. I'm really glad Nesco finally, got up out that box and was able to rouse her brother awake. This is nuts. This is nuts, and we haven't even gotten into the big fights yet. I can tell we haven't gotten into the big fights yet because this guy's still there, and then there's another demon that's showing up in the promotional art that I don't know if that's his associate or that's him. I mean, he even says it looks like the kids are having trouble. They should be able to get through these spirit cores already, but it doesn't matter because they're buying him time. He's probably getting the Mugen train to a place where he's gonna have an advantage. Um, Again, like I said earlier in my Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation review, I can't really give these episodes, pardon me, like a number review because this is really good. Like this is fantastic. Honestly, this will be my best anime of. I give it 2020 because this started when 2019. I give it 2020. Whenever it won best anime of the year, it deserved it. And of course, I'm repeating myself from last video. I don't care. But yeah, I can't wait for next week. Please let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section down below. And if you stayed the whole video, I want you to leave me a comment and start a comment off with Taisho. That's Taisho. Just say Taisho and say whatever else you want. Or you can just say Taisho if you want. Please remember to give me a like. Those really help out. If you're not subscribed here, please give me a subscribe. If you are subscribed here, hit the notification bell. We are not stopping this Mugen train. We're going to keep on riding it. And of course, share the video with other people so they can see what a great time we're having. Because we are having indeed a great time. Man, the kids who are growing up with this, good stuff. Good stuff. It's this, My Hero, and Mushoku Tensei. As always, I appreciate you all for spending time with me. Please be good, be blessed, wash your hands, wear your mask, be safe out there. Be good to yourself and be good to others, either way it goes. Please don't be a jerk, and I will definitely see you next time.